Before Teslas and fuel cell Hyundai, before even the idea of a zero-emission car was mainstream, there was the 1966 GM Electrovan, a hydrogen-powered van decades ahead of its time, powerful, quiet, and completely emissions-free. It was a beast built for the future, in an era when the moon landing was still a dream. This is the story of the world's first hydrogen-powered car, and why you've probably never heard of it. It was the mid-1960s. General Motors was riding high on the success of the muscle car era, but behind the scenes a small group of GM engineers were building something no one had ever seen: a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. In 1966, GM unveiled the Electrovan, the first road-ready vehicle powered entirely by a hydrogen fuel cell. And we're not talking hybrid or battery here, this was pure fuel cell tech. No gas tank, no engine, just hydrogen, oxygen, and a chemical reaction that powered the future. At the heart of the Electrovan was a fuel cell stack developed in partnership with Union Carbide. The system combined hydrogen with oxygen to generate electricity, and the only byproduct? Water vapor. The van used 32 fuel cells, and together they produced about 32 kilowatts of power. That's around 43 horsepower. Not bad for a test vehicle in 1966. Top speed? Around 70 miles per hour. Range? Up to 120 miles on a single fill-up with zero emissions. But here's the kicker: the entire hydrogen fuel system took up so much space that only 2 people could sit in the van. The rest was fuel tanks and electronics. Wasn't all smooth driving though. Hydrogen, while clean, is extremely flammable. Safety was a huge concern. The engineers even simulated explosions to test containment. In one case, a hydrogen leak caused a fireball that made GM question the project's feasibility. Hydrogen plus oxygen equals boom if uncontrolled. Then there was cost. The fuel cell system alone was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's money, far too expensive for consumer use. And so, in late 1966, after just a few private tests, GM mothballed the Electrovan. It was never shown to the public again, not until decades later. So why does this matter? Because everything we see today, from hydrogen trucks to buses, traces back to this one van. The Electrovan proved it was possible. It laid the foundation for fuel cell innovation. It sparked ideas in industries from aerospace to energy. And perhaps most importantly, it showed us that clean zero-emission transport was not just a dream. Today, the Electrovan lives quietly at the GM Heritage Center. It's not driving, it's not running, but its legacy is louder than ever. As we look toward a future of sustainable mobility, electric, hydrogen, hybrid, we must remember pioneers like this. This van didn't just transport people, it transported ideas into the future. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, hit that like button and subscribe to Curvizo for more untold stories in automotive history. Drop a comment: should hydrogen make a comeback in the car industry? We want to hear your thoughts. And as always, drive clean, dream big, and we'll see you in the next one.